I decided to do a lethal no-death challenge in Ghost of Yotei. What that means is two things. First, I have to crank up the difficulty all the way to lethal, which basically means that every single hit could be deadly. And second, every time I die, I have to restart the whole game. Oh boy, I didn't know what I was getting into. We jump right into the heat by watching this big tree burn down, and in front of it, a little girl. What is she doing? Where are her parents? Oh. Instantly assuming that it was insurance fraud or the absolute heat spit by the fire that Etsu's mom produced by playing the shamisen, we find out that it actually wasn't a left-on stove, but rather the Yotei 6-7 responsible for this huge fire. The Yotei 6-7. The most known and feared warriors of Yotei. And Lord Saito, their leader, who proceeds to pin Atsu against the tree. But anyway, this guy was aura forming all the way from the beginning. Damn. And then 16 years and a lot of yapping later, we begin our real story in the present. Atsu, still filled with thoughts of hatred and the undying wanting to revenge her family, has managed to track down one of the Yotei gooners. But patience is key, which is why Atsu first uses the moment to sit down at the campfire and write down all the Yotei diddlers' names. And I realized again how much samurai blood really runs through my veins, as I took part in the process by softly moving my fingers across the touchpad. Wow, the technology of the future really. Whoa, and there's also Wolf, don't forget him. I didn't realize yet how much I would owe him later for saving my ass a couple too many times. As the night lays its shadowy appearance around town, we make our way to confront the enemy that we swore to destroy over a decade ago. So here it is, the first challenge and also kind of the first time that I would be tested. Bearing in mind that I would have to, of course, very happily go through all of the 30 minutes of unskippable telltale and dialogue again if I died, I was ready to fight. Slicing up the first two like good old garlic bread, I felt the bad breath-like other side of the medal just moments after, as the third one of the four, arguably a very easy first enemies, almost managed to turn off my lights for good. So with just a small peek of what life smells like left, I picked up the very handy laying katana in front of me and showed the last of the pack what I was capable of. Trying to ignore the fact that I just lost almost all of my health on just 4 enemies, I walked towards this old house to finally confront him, the snake. After politely knocking the door, I treated the people that left so many deep scars on myself with their own medicine. I was greeted with some more cannon fodder to stand in my way, and as I was so focused on parrying every last strike and coming up with the best tactic to win, oh my god, this dude just killed me. No! No! Okay, that was my first death. I'm actually kind of pressing every button possible. Oh dear god. I'm afraid we can't skip a single cutscene in this game. Yes, I was right. Apparently, all the main story-related cutscenes were unskippable. But I knew there was no time for grief. So I manned myself up, stood tall, and after another 29 minutes, that felt like 29 years, I managed to get back right where I left off. And this time, after finally beating all of these nerve-wracking minimen, I confronted the snake himself. To be fair, this guy actually had about 8 sakas more in than I did, but at this point I didn't really care, and as Atsu thought the same way, we attacked. The fight went surprisingly well, and after careful consideration when to dodge, parry and attack, I managed to finally break the last barrier. But not before this wolf had already saved my life, beware, this will not be the last time. So after setting our arguments and kind of deciding to hugging it out, all there was left were the snake and Atsu laying on top of each other. Well, I guess if he doesn't mind. A good sleep and a few understandably very irritated villagers later, we finally make our way towards the Yotei, where we can already spot our burned home. Without further thinking, we ride down the thankfully speed-boosting lane of white flowers right home to our doorstep. And of course, old tree. This magical looking tree that for some reason began to bloom again also immediately triggered a flashback that set Atsu back to children's age, where she was running around the garden like every way over-energized 10-year-old should. Oh, and of course, she was also hidden those notes. Damn. But I don't really want to get too tangled in the details here. After going back to present, we chop up some bamboo to upgrade our spirit, which basically means that we can heal more and more often. And after some more running around and switching back and forth in time, we decide to leave our home for now, to visit an old pub nearby. But of course, there again were more of the kind of people me and Atsu didn't like. They were soldiers of the Yotei jonglers, which we decided to fight honorably. Oh no, this poor guy. Okay, this was one too many. Not only ridiculed, but also one too many innocent person hurt. We readied our katana. The fight went surprisingly well, even though more and more reinforcement entered the scene, but having learned from my mistakes in the past, we actually managed to beat all of the evil forces and also left a pretty epic impression. Badass. After having all that cleared, I initially wanted to buy a bow. Had not enough money, and so decided to get some resources and also money from nearby quests. So I helped this monk and actually found my first altar, where I could again upgrade my abilities, such as the wolf saving me if I die and so on. And after stumbling across some bad people that I initially wanted to stealth kill, I was thrown in the middle of another fight. Actually, that was something I wanted to avoid as much as possible, because I knew that every single fight could be deadly. But sometimes, the course of life is not on the menu, or something like that. And so I had to fight. And I did. And I did pretty well, I think. Okay, maybe here and there was a rather close call, but in the end, there was just one enemy left. Couldn't be that hard, right? No, not right. He must have practiced for this moment, and after seeing this little window of not paying attention in my guard, he hit me where it hurts the most. No, no, no! Oh my god, I thought it was it. Yeah, just when I wouldn't believe in hope anymore. When everything was lost, and so much to regret, and I already wanted to smash my brain against the keyboard or the window. He was there, and saved me again. Oh, wouldn't it be beautiful? Wouldn't it be a story of love and friendship? Yes. If only the wolf wouldn't be my final downfall in the end. Right after this intense fight, and this near-death experience that I wasn't only a witness of, but also a victim, I decided to relax first. Life has its ways, and so I found another bamboo stand, where I again upgraded my health potential. And then, he was there again. The wolf. He seemed angry, and I quickly figured it was because someone had slaughtered his peers. I followed him after he caught scent of some of the Yotei jointless henchmen, and we decided to fight. Seeing the challenge from a retro perspective now, going for the side quests to upgrade to prevent me from dying easily maybe wasn't the best approach, already being hours in the game. Maybe I should have went for the main quests. But after deciding to help out my friend, who had helped me so many times before, this happened. What? I fucking hate my life. Okay, this challenge was very nerve-wracking, but also very fun, so if you would like to see me give it another try, why don't you give this video a like and subscribe, and I'm very happy to try again. But for now, watch out for wolves. I guess there is a reason we have dogs nowadays. Bye bye.